there are some things that are so bad they are good, right?
Right, like Sharknado.
Yeah, Sharknado. I mean, there's been all sorts of things like this you laugh at because they're so bad that they're actually funny.
The Room, starring Tommy Wiseau, right?
There you go.
Right.
Well, it turns out Greg Gutfeld's show,
Yeah.
Greg Gutfeld's
you
show.
You said Field earlier, but then you got it.
Greg Gutfeld's show is not one of those things. It's actually worse than that. And here is, let's start with this. This is, I don't know, which is worse?
The monologue?
The monologue is really bad, but that's not even like...
The monologue is gargantuan as well. It's a monolith.
Really long. Let's play this clip. This is a sketch that they came up with. Now, here's the thing. Look, we do stuff on this show all the time that's not funny. And there are times even when we're trying to be funny and it's not that funny. Understand that Greg Gutfeld has at least 2 or 3 or 4, maybe more writers who are paid money to write comedy every day. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do. I know it is. And in fact, on some level, one of the reasons why we don't attempt to do sketches or anything like that on this show ever, even when Michael was here, was because it's hard to do. And there's nothing worse than attempting it and failing and having to broadcast it to never mind tens of thousands of people on YouTube. I'd Jesus, 20, hundreds of thousands of people. I honestly, I would have to go out and bury myself somewhere. Now, I'm sure Greg does that too. I'm sure he goes home to his house on Long Island and he buries himself in a pile of money. So that might help. But man, oh man, if I had to watch this and knew I was associated with it, boy, oh boy.
Drugs for you.
Oh God. Yeah. No, I would be, forget
of drugs.
it. Here is Gutfeld. That's the way I say the show. Gutfeld, because it's got an exclamation point, debuting a new sketch called ATN. What does that stand for? All Trump News Network. Here he is.
Buckets are having a hard time drying out from the Trump era, even though they can call it a day at 4:30 in the afternoon while President Biden's digesting his early bird tapioca. It's almost like they'll find a Trump connection to any news item out there. And one network is cornering the market.
You're watching ATN, All Trump News, because everything else is boring by comparison.
Pause it. Now, you've basically said that the thing that's so bad about news out there is that they'll try and jam in Trump into everything, right? Mm-hmm. So why not just play clips from those news networks doing it?
Do it like a Daily Show thing.
Right. But the problem is that his premise is sort of wrong. And because they're not doing that really, so they make up their own straw man. This is sort of like when a stand-up comedian would put on a funny shirt and then walk out there and go hey, but I know what you're thinking. What's with that shirt?
Yeah, it's got a butt on it. It's giving me 2 middle fingers or giving you, right? That's funny, dude.
It's dude, nobody forced, you didn't get knocked out and someone put that shirt on you. You decided to wear that shirt. So why is that funny? But go ahead.
By comparison.
I'm Anderson Lemon with the headlines. The annual Global Retirement Index is out with its latest.
Anderson Lemon.
Anderson Lemon.
Get it?
It's a combination.
Pick a male
of
actor.
Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon.
Yeah, no, I know.
They combined the two guys from CMA.
Whoa, that is hilarious.
Keep playing.
I'm Anderson Lemon with the headlines. The annual Global Retirement Index is out with its latest list of the best places in the world to spend your golden years. Topping the list this year, Costa Rica, followed by Panama and Mexico. Sources say if Trump is elected in 2024, we can expect all Americans to retire and move to literally any country where Trump is not president. And I'll be on the first plane to Bermuda with a suitcase full of edibles. Police in Georgia say a weekend traffic jam was caused by a loose cow running along Interstate 285.
What is the edibles comment?
Yeah, because you're smoking pot if you don't like Trump, except for you're eating it.
She says that your golden years. So are these like are all of the people that consume CNN, 60-year-old hippies who still smoke pot and want to retire to a country where Trump isn't president, which is the United States?
It's just a series of non sequiturs, this thing, done by like somebody who can't even do a parody of a freaking news. Like this is like the lowest hanging fruit where this is a non-union gig. Go ahead.
Case full of edibles. Police in Georgia say a weekend traffic jam was caused by a loose cow running along Interstate 285 near Atlanta, possibly spooked by a phone call from Donald Trump. Cars were at a standstill for about an hour until police were able to safely capture the cow and return it to its owner. Sources say this never would have happened if Donald Trump had an infrastructure plan that consisted of more than just turning wayward cattle into well-done steak.
Perhaps a fair point.
That's the best.
Did anybody in the writer's room go like, the infrastructure plan turned the wayward cattle into steak? And oh, I get it. Like, what? Did anybody?
Writer's room?
Oh my God. Continue. This is just, honestly, this is like.
I have like a weird amount of sympathy for the woman in this.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you know, Anderson Lemon.
Yeah, that's it.
I'd like to see her credit.
Because I go by Andy.
That would actually be better if it was actually her real name. Then I would be like, oh, well, okay, go ahead.
I swear, I do not know how we ever survived that guy. And a new study shows that people cannot tell the difference between screams of joy and screams of terror. Researchers at Emory University say the two types of screams have similar acoustics. For example, if I attended a Sugar Ray concert in the 90s, sheer joy. Ah! Whereas if I attended a Trump rally, unmitigated terror. Ah! Thank God I'll never have to see those again. I mean, all those happy people with the flags and the children and the grandparents and the YMCA. Ah! Makes me sick to my stomach.
Got him.
Sugar Ray? There aren't really a lot of connecting lines with the cultural.
I mean, the whole. Yeah, honestly, like I feel when I watch that, I feel like what I feel like a 5-year-old must feel like when they're looking at, some type of intricate machine. Like, how does this work? Like, how is this built? Like, I just, this is. I look at this, it's almost like Stonehenge. Like, how did it get here?
Yeah.
What could have possibly happened?
What mystical forces created this
television show? What were they
show?
thinking?
Yeah.
How did they move those big rocks? Like, I don't understand how you go from a blank piece of paper to actually hiring and producing that. I mean, to do and then airing it. There's nobody to go like, hey guys, seriously? I mean,
and it's like the jokes, they weren't enough about Trump. Do you know what I mean? If it's about all Trump News Network, it doesn't resemble anything I've seen on CNN, and it's not enough about Trump to fit the initial.
Right. Like, what was the thing about people can't tell the difference between screams? Like, I don't know what those premises are. Like, why are you introducing that? It sounds like a weird consent joke, actually, that somebody's setting up and they just crowbarred into this Trump segment.
Right. It's like we're going to do like, this is their, I guess the idea, like the premise was like, they're trying to fit Trump into every story.
Because, CNN covers scream differences
and
all
the cow
the time.
I mean, I guess that's the idea. Like, let's just come up with the dumbest stories, and then they'll shoehorn Trump into them.
Like, the way to do it would be to cover Biden like falling down the stairs and then say like this is about Trump and like things that CNN would actually cover.
Right.
Connect it to national issues. CNN isn't covering screams or cows on the road.
You could do the thing where Biden slips, because they want to play that over and over again. Biden slips. And of course, the reason why he slipped was because Donald Trump removed, carpet, or you do something, you stick in, you blame Donald Trump for that.
Yeah, Trump's, opening the door to the migrants on the border now, but whatever. Like,
I guess you're basically doing thanks, Obama. But you do it for Trump.
Yes.
Exactly.